Chapter 36. Selina saves Renee. I launched myself at Shrek just as the metallic clicking grew louder on the stairs below. My shoulder drove into his ribs, and we crashed together onto the cold stone floor of the belfry. The umbrella gun clattered away into the shadows. The detonator flew from his grip, spinning end over end through the air, before slamming against the base of one of the massive bells with a sickening crack. I didn't know if it broke. I couldn't tell if the impact had triggered it or disabled it completely. All I knew was that it lay there, 10 feet away, its red LED still blinking ominously in the darkness. Shrek thrashed beneath me, his businessman's veneer completely shattered. He fought like a cornered animal, all desperation and survival instinct. I tried to pin his arms, but he was stronger than I'd anticipated. Or maybe I was just that exhausted. My body screamed in protest, the price of using the Dream Angels twice already weighing on me like lead in my bones. That's when I heard it, the rhythmic thwup 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 of helicopter rotors cutting through the winter air. A spotlight blazed through the belfry's archway, momentarily blinding me. I squinted against the harsh white light and saw a black helicopter hovering 20 feet from the tower's edge. A rope ladder unfurled from its side door, swaying in the downdraft. No, I tightened my grip on Shrek's collar, but he drove his fist upward into my throat. The world exploded in white-hot agony. I couldn't breathe, couldn't scream, could only gasp as my windpipe seized. My hands instinctively released him to clutch at my neck. Shrek scrambled out from under me, his expensive shoes finding purchase on the slick stone. "You should have taken the deal," he snarled, already sprinting toward the archway. I rolled onto my side, struggling to pull air through my damaged throat. Each breath felt like swallowing broken glass. Through watering eyes, I watched Shrek reach the edge of the belfry and leap for the rope ladder. His fingers caught the lowest rung, and the helicopter immediately began to ascend. Move, move. My hand fumbled for the grappling gun holstered at my hip. My vision swam, dark spots dancing at the edges. The Dream Angels whispered at the back of my mind, offering sweet relief, offering to make the pain go away, to give me the strength I needed. No, I'd already used them twice. Bruce's warning echoed in my memory, the reality warper who'd vanished 3 days after a big feat. How much time did I have left? But Selina, Dick, all those people. I raised the grappling gun with a shaking hand. Shrek was 15 feet up now, 20 climbing hand over hand as the helicopter gained altitude. In seconds he'd be inside, and then he'd be gone, along with any hope of stopping whatever fail-safes he'd built into his capacitor array. I fired. The magnetic grappling hook shot through the air with a metallic hiss. It caught Shrek's left ankle just as he reached for the helicopter's landing skid. The cable went taut with a snap, and suddenly Shrek's upward momentum stopped dead. What? No. His scream cut through the rotor noise. The helicopter lurched, its pilot clearly unprepared for the sudden weight. The aircraft tilted dangerously, and Shrek swung like a pendulum beneath it, one hand still desperately gripping the rope ladder, while his captured leg pulled him downward. I wrapped the grappling cable around my forearm and pulled, using every ounce of strength I had left. The winch mechanism in the gun whirred as it retracted, drawing Shrek inexorably back toward the tower. He kicked and thrashed, but the magnetic lock held firm. "Let me go." Shrek's voice cracked with panic. "Let me go, or I'll—" Footsteps thundered up the stairs behind me. Renee, that voice. I'd know it anywhere. Selina burst through the stairwell entrance, still wearing her Catwoman suit. Her blonde hair was singed on one side, and soot streaked her face, but her blue eyes blazed with fierce determination. She took in the scene in an instant, me on my knees, barely holding the grappling cable, Shrek dangling between the tower and the helicopter. The Joker's prone form bleeding out near the bells. The detonator. I managed to rasp, jerking my chin toward where it lay against the bell's base. I don't know if it's broken. Selina's gaze snapped to the device, then back to Shrek. Her jaw set in a hard line. She crossed the belfry in 3 quick strides and snatched up the detonator, examining it with the same focused intensity she used when cracking Shrek's safe codes. "The casing's cracked," she said, her voice tight, "but the LED is still active. The circuit might still be live." Shrek had stopped thrashing. He hung there, suspended between earth and sky, his face purple with rage and terror. "You can't stop it," he screamed up at us. "Even if you break that detonator, the capacitors are set to overload automatically in 15 minutes. The only way to stop it is to input my personal access code at the main terminal." Of course. Of course, he'd have a contingency. "What's the code?" Selina demanded, leaning over the edge. Her whip was already in her free hand. Shrek laughed, a brittle, manic sound. "Go to hell, cat." The helicopter pilot, apparently deciding his passenger wasn't worth dying for, began to pull away. The rope ladder swung wildly, and Shrek lost his grip. For one terrible moment, he hung by nothing but my grappling cable, 70 feet of empty air beneath him. He screamed, "The code, Shrek!" I shouted, my voice raw. "Give us the code, or we all die." "Including you," Selina added. "That cable won't hold forever." Shrek twisted in the wind, his face pale as death. I could see the calculations running behind his eyes, weighing his chances, measuring his options. The helicopter was moving away now, abandoning him to his fate. Below us, I heard Gordon's voice shouting orders. The GCPD had finally breached the tower. 15 minutes. We had 15 minutes to get that code and stop the capacitors from overloading. 15 minutes before Selina's heroic work at the plant meant nothing. 15 minutes before 6 city blocks went dark permanently. Shrek's eyes met mine, and I saw the moment his survival instinct won out over his pride.